Lucely written. I genuinely hate everybody that had anything to do with this existing. As a rule of thumb, if you're gonna make a movie about somebody being really, really smart, try not to make the dumbest fucking thing. Or here's a suggestion, don't, because that's a shitty idea. Literally everybody who's ever heard that humans only use 10% of your brain statistic has gone, what if there was a movie where, no, that's stupid. But even the people that can't come to that really obvious conclusion on their own are generally dissuaded when they find out that statistic isn't even fucking true. But hey, maybe if you're a big enough idiot to think that being really smart makes you superhuman, chances are you do only use 10% of your brain. The other 90% probably accounts for the common sense to Google if the stupid thing's been done before, and the ability to remember 2011's apparently somewhere in there. Anyway, Scarlett Johansson is in Taiwan or something, and she's talking to this dickhead, and he's all like, your name is Lucy, and I went to the museum, and the first woman ever, her name also Lucy. And right off the bat with this one, no, that's wrong, and if I gave a shit, I could tell you 1,000 reasons why. Then he handcuffs a briefcase to her and's like, I drink and have an accent, so I am trustworthy. Then he gets shot and a businessman sews a bag of drugs into Handy Joe. And she acts all surprised by it, which I don't get, because that's just how a vacation to Taiwan typically ends. You mule the bag of drugs through the airport, the Animal Planet B-roll shows up under the auspices of being symbolic. You assume that somewhere Morgan Freeman is having a conversation about the next step in human evolution and foreshadowing the coming events. I mean, they say that, but it's all just part of the experience. They also say you're not supposed to get the shit kicked out of you, but Lucy apparently never got the memo because she decides to do it anyway. Then while she's wiggling back on the whole experience, the bag of drugs rips. Let that be a lesson to you children, never wiggle. I mean, no, that's right. Drugs make you smart. And since Lucy took all of the drugs, she is all of the smart. So she kills all the Taiwanese drug boys? Because being smart means you're good at karate. Then she eats all the food. Because now that she's smart, she realizes she doesn't have to be skinny. Men will like her because of her personality. So she breaks into a hospital and holds a surgeon up at gunpoint to remove the excess weight. And the drugs, because everything counts. Meanwhile, she calls her mom and tells her she remembers the flavor of her breast milk, because now that she's smart, she experiences diet cravings at a superhuman rate. Then she kills more big drug business boys and calls Morgan Freeman to brag about how smart she is, and Morgan Freeman says, I'm Morgan Freeman. Gimme. When Morgan Freeman tells you to gimme, you fucking gimme. So Lucy goes to do the gimme. And at the airport, she calls French cop and tells him to French arrest all the other people with the drugs. Then she goes on the plane and explodes into rainbow sparkles. Because, I don't know, take your guess. Exploding is really smart. Then she unexplodes at the hospital, and French cop is there, and she waves her hand and makes everyone at the hospital sleep, because sleep is important, and also this is smart. Lucy goes with French cop to get the drugs, but Taiwan drug boys also go to get the drugs. But Lucy can see cell phones, so she knows she has to go fast. But then Taiwan is faster. Luckily, nothing in this movie is interesting or challenging, so Lubarb gets there and then just makes them all float. Then French cop is like, chocolat bleu. Also, can I go home? Why am I even here? I'm totally useless. And furthermore, the word croissant, but said in a really over-the-top French accent. Yeah, that's a good fucking question. Why is he here? To which Lucy's response is to slap her big sausage lips against him and then say, a reminder! Yeah, of what? What the hell do you have to remember? The last time you made out with a guy within 10 minutes of meeting him? Bitch, you were going off about how you remember what your mom's titty milk tasted like. Wait, is the implication that that's a more recent memory? Maybe, if the writers are big Sigmund Freud fans, which I guess since this movie revolves around an intentional bastardization of human psychology, would make a lot of sense. Then Lucy leaves all the Taiwanses alive. I guess because she wants them to come back and cause trouble later. Or maybe actually because why? Letting the bad guys live is fucking dumb and it makes no sense character-wise. She's been killing them the whole movie. But also before this, she's been shown to read minds, and she's had complete situational awareness of everything that's happening, even if it's nowhere near her. But she doesn't reason out that this is gonna cause a problem later. You really expect me to believe that Lu Bu is supposed to be the smartest person that's ever existed? She's not even fucking smarter than me, and that's an extremely low bar. Then they go to hang out with Morgan Freeman and the Science Buddies. And Loogie says she's going to take all the drugs and then do the smartest thing, which apparently is to turn into black goo and eat all the fax machines in the room. Also, while she's doing that, the Taiwanses show up again. And because she didn't wait like a minute to explodify them as soon as they got there, she's too busy being really smart. She uses 100% of her brain, which means you automatically know how the universe started. If you think really, really hard, you just fucking know everything. Also, French cop has a gunfight, who cares? But then one of the Taiwaneses shoots a rocket, and it doesn't do anything, but it explodes Lucely when she's seeing back in time, and you know, I really don't know. The movie makes it seem like it's important, and then all of the Taiwanese persons disappear except for the biggest Taiwanese person. Then French cop kills him, and his dead body sits on a chair. Then Lucely finishes doing the smartest thing, which is to turn into a USB flash drive. I fully admit that maybe sometimes, due to various circumstances, my recollection of certain things is questionable. And this is not one of those times. There is legitimately on this planet right now a movie where Scarlett Johansson turns into a flash drive. And like, if you think about it, which you really should not think about it, nothing matters in this movie. Every character is just some guy. Nobody does anything that's even remotely important. Do you see what I'm getting at? This is not just a movie where Scarlett Johansson turns into a flash drive, as weird as that is on its own. This is a movie about Scarlett Johansson turning into a flash drive. Wait, no, I spoke too soon. It's worse. French cop goes, oh ho ho ho, where is it? Ugh. And then a message on his phone goes, I am everywhere. So Sloppy Johansson is everywhere, and she can transmit data to electronic devices. Well then, what the fuck is the point of the flash drive? I guess this is just a movie about nothing now. Humans made this. Why? Someone comes to you and says, I want to make a movie about somebody using 100% of their brain. And when she does that, she turns into a flash drive. Also, God or something, give me your money to do that. You'd be like, I'm using 100% of my brain, and all of it thinks that's the worst goddamn idea I've ever heard. If you made this back in the 80s when it was relevant, would she turn into a fucking floppy disk? And Lucely was not the name of the first human. It's a nickname given to a fossil by scientists, which is not even the oldest human fossil we have on record as of 2009. You uninformed fucking idiot. You know what? Fine. Make it. I was gonna go hang myself in my office anyway, because the only thing I have left to look forward to is the inevitable heat death of the universe, and on the outside, increasingly unlikely chance that there is any sort of benevolent God. Letting you make this movie is the only agency I have in speeding that along. Because that's what you would say if someone said they wanted to make a movie. And now for everybody's favorite part, the flow-breaking YouTube end card. Alright, let's just make it quick. If you like the show, you can support us on Patreon, or get your very own Some Guy or Some Girl shirt. The guy who drew this is called Blabberdookie, and here's a clip from the last one. But no, can't save Dad. You had 2 chances at Dad, and both of them ended with not Dad. Now you have 0 Dad. You've been double de-dadded and left woefully dadless. So sweet. There you go, you got stuff to click on, so if you could mosey on down to do what. Alright, I'll just say it. I have to shit. I've had to shit this whole time, so if you could just leave me alone, because I can't go when you're watching.